What is
from
this?
Britain.
Jank went on Piers Morgan to discuss the ban. At the end of the show, Piers asked the conservative leader about the ban, and she said it's good.
C, but apparently he's too mainstream enough to appear alongside leading Democrats like Ro Khanna and AOC, but apparently he's too hot for we Brits to handle. Well, Cenk Uygur actually joked about all this a few weeks ago.
I'm coming to London in a couple of weeks, as you know, Piers, and I intend to greatly offend Israel. I don't know if I'll be arrested over there. You know, they have some absurd laws in England. My nephew, Hasan Piker, is coming with me, and he might be arrested because some pro-Israel people think that they can say anything they want about Muslims, but the minute you touch Israel, not even Judaism, they think you should be arrested. Obviously, that kind of double standard is unacceptable and is the, refuge of cowards.
Well, he hasn't been arrested, but he has been banned, and all of this amounts to a colossal embarrassment for the UK, which already has an unwanted global reputation for authoritarian crackdowns on social media users.
I will be back. The prodigal son returns. I'll be back on the Young Turks airwaves later today, live, as I will be doing a live discussion with Uncle Shaky Gurga.
It's yet another example of censoring the criticism of Israel. It should be blindingly obvious that there's a huge difference between criticizing the actions of a nation state and its government and the hate-filled diatribes of Kanye West or indeed Valentina Gomez. But my country is losing the ability to see that difference. It won't be long before that's something which threatens all of us. Well, joining me now is Cenk Uygur, founder and CEO of the Young Turks, and Shabbos Kestenbaum, commentator with PragerU, both of whom are due to be in this studio with me to debate in person before the British Home Office intervened. Well, before I get to Cenk, Shabbos, credit to you, because your first reaction publicly about this was to say how outraged you were by this ban and how wrong it was. Just explain why.
Sure. Well, it's good to see both of you, if not in person, at least virtually. And that's because of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk always taught me that the best way to combat bad ideas is with better ideas. It's not with...
Oh, yeah. This was Shabbos was supposed to talk to Jank. Even the fucking PragerU guys, like, this is ridiculous. Because he's an American. Anyway, where's the Israeli, or not Israeli, where's the British person that says it's good that Jank is banned? Valentina Gomez, Kanye West. Oh God, this stuff is so unproductive. Oh, here. This is the conservative leader.
Ask me.
Well, Kemi Badenoch is the leader of the Conservative Party and the leader of the official opposition to Keir Starmer's Labour government. If she gets her way, then she will be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And she joins me now for her uncensored debut. Kemi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you for having me on.
I've never interviewed you.
There's a first time for everything.
Have you been hiding or waiting for the right moment?
I've been waiting for you to ask me.
JTA, Hasan Piker blames Israel after UK bars him from entry, citing potential risk. British Jewish groups applauded the government's decision to bar Piker and his uncle. Yeah, I know what they said. They said criticism of the Israeli government is legitimate, except when we choose to claim that it's not legitimate. That's literally the argument. The argument is no, criticism of the Israeli government is legitimate, except we decide what's legitimate and what's illegitimate. And we've decided that Hasan's criticism of the Israeli government is illegitimate, which is fucking ridiculous. If my criticism of the Israeli government is illegitimate, then all criticism of the Israeli government is illegitimate. Like, you can't fucking claim, you can lie and say I'm anti-Semitic, but that's pretty much it. Okay? The whole point of contention here is every criticism of the Israeli government is considered anti-Semitic by these guys, these fucking groups. Like, what are we doing? I don't conflate between Jews and the Israeli state. I don't conflate between Zionism and Judaism. In spite of all of these institutions, including the British Jewish institutions that were, claiming that my criticism of Israel are actually anti-Semitic style, I don't make that conflation. They do. And then they turn around and claim I'm making that conflation. No, you are, man. You are. You're the one. And you're teaching everybody that actually that's good. It's good to conflate these two. As long as you can maintain a defensive posture. Number of Jewish groups urged the government to block Piker's entry. Piker's also drawn sharp opposition from U.S. Jewish groups in recent months. It's funny because, like, look, you know what people don't like? People don't like liars, okay? People don't like phonies, and people don't like hypocrites. All of the Israel advocacy organizations are lying ass hypocrites every single time. On the one hand, they'll be like, how dare you conflate Israel and Judaism, while they do it, okay? I don't do it. You're lying about me, making this conflation, while doing the conflation yourself. What are people supposed to think at that point? Do you understand? Like, I don't know what the goal is here. Is the goal to just make people not trust Jewish people? Is the goal here to teach people dual loyalty? When all of the expressions coming from Jewish advocacy groups that claim to care about the interests of Jews in their respective states always seems to revolve around defending the nation state of Israel and its actions at a time of peak unpopularity, with seemingly no change to that unpopularity. It's only going to continue growing. All you're doing is fucking telling people, like, no, the Israeli state sucks and you can't say a goddamn thing about it. We like it. We're Jews. We love the Israeli state. That's all we care about. That's the only thing we care about. The highest order of anti-Semitism is when you, an American citizen, criticize the Israeli state or criticize Zionism. How dare you do such a thing? And we will stop at nothing. We will get entire governments, entire foreign governments, to actually do our bidding. It will always be funny to me how little Israeli politicians care about American Jews. Anyone can tell you that Smotrich, Ohana, etc. would make it easier for Goldman and the parade's defenders, but they would rather assert dominance at any opportunity. Exactly. This is a flex. This is shamelessness, for the record. This is a flex. This is a flex of power. This is Israel advocacy organization saying there's nothing you can fucking do about it. We have your prominent politicians signaling to everyone that it does not fucking matter if you hate Israel. It doesn't matter if you hate Israel. None of it matters. There's nothing you can say or do about it. We're here. We're dominating your politics. Yeah, I know. I covered Glenn Greenwald. Yeah, and there are politicians that literally went to the Israel parade and were shocked that there were Israeli Nazis there. I was proud to participate in the Israel Day Parade. However, I condemn all the high-profile Israeli leaders who were present as honored guests. Alex Borez, I'm looking right at you, bitch. Fucking disaster. I expect this from Michael Lasher. You should learn from your father, Alex Borez. You should be more like your fucking dad. And anyone that says, oh, well, this is a very Jewish district, it's a very pro-Israel district, is delusional, okay? It's ridiculous. What a shame. Letitia James is such an opportunist. I don't even want to get into it. Yeah. It's alarming that Bezalel Smotrich, an extremist with a long history of racist, Islamophobic, and homophobic beliefs, and even comments denigrating Reform Jews, came to this parade. Smotrich has called Palestinian villages to be wiped out and has promoted aggressive settlement expansion. His views and actions disgust me and are antithetical to our values as New Yorkers and Americans. Wow, I went to the Israel parade, and there was an Israeli Knesset member there who is the fucking finance minister of the Israeli state. Wow, shocking. It's alarming that an Israeli cabinet member is at the parade celebrating Israel, whose organizers partner with the Israeli consulate and where Israeli politicians show up every year. Shocked. This is the inherent contradiction of liberal Zionism, folks. In display, in broad fucking daylight. You can't go to the Israel Day Parade and then and act shocked when there's Israelis there, when there's members of the Israeli state there. What? Why are there Israeli politicians at the Israeli parade, at the Israel parade? How could this have happened? I'm sorry. Oh, I participated in the Nazi Day Parade, and I'm shocked, I tell you, that there were prominent Nazi politicians there. This is a disaster. How could this have happened? At some point, you would have probably realized that you're at the fucking Israel parade, right? Yeah, I went to the kitchen parade, and there was Fork. Hate to see it. Went to the Klan March, and the Grand Wizard was there. I can provide firm assurances that the Grand Wizard was not, repeat, not invited to the Klan rally, and that his presence took the KKK leadership entirely by surprise. Listen, man, when I go to the Pride Parade, I expect there to be homosexuals at the Pride Parade. Not to make any sort of moral equivalency between the two, mind you, okay? Gays, good. Israel, bad. The fuck are we doing? Gay rights and gay wrongs. We celebrate both here. Ugh. Unless it's the Pride Parade in Tel Aviv, in which case it's bad. It's still a Nazi still a Nazi parade at that point. Nasty shit. Hochul trying. Meanwhile, this was who was at the parade. Great summary of the evil present for that. Yeah. Bezalel Smotrich is a far-right extremist whose hateful and divisive rhetoric is fundamentally at odds with the values we hold dear in New York. Yesterday's parade was a celebration of Jewish pride. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't billed as the Jewish parade. It wasn't billed as the Jewish pride parade. It was billed as the Israel parade. The Celebrate Israel parade. Raphael Shimunov writes, come with me as I learn about each person at the official Israeli delegation at today's Israel parade in New York City. This is the official Israeli state delegation. Shocked, by the way. Shocked, I tell you. Dave Weigel. Oh, Dave Weigel covered how drop site literally stopped APAC's momentum against Chris Rabb. Yeah. Yeah, the Israel Day Parade is not about Jewish pride, but the foreign country of Israel. It was created to show support for Israel, and every official description explicitly says that's what it's about. The presence of an Israeli cabinet member is not some mysterious aberration. Yeah, another common drop site W. This is Itzhak Wasserlauf. Here he is coaching the IDF, entering Gaza, offering a blessing on the one who seizes babies and dashes them against the rocks. Good evening, everyone. We're about to enter Gaza again to contribute to the military effort of Purple Brigade, the Gavati Brigade, because I've received all kinds of comments regarding the issue of Zionism. We are doing, before our brief, surprise Zionism. I'm about to call a certain minister from the Knesset. We're going to give him a surprise call. You answer, bro. Aviat, how's it going? We are doing surprise Zionism here. Are you listening? Yes. He has fighters. No problem. Can everyone hear me? He says yes. Dear and heroic fighters, not only the eyes of the people of Israel look up to you, but also the eyes of generations upon generations who were beaten and humiliated, trampled and killed. Also, by the way, this 30 seconds is a perfect distillation of Zionism and the anger and resentment that modern Zionists feel towards Holocaust survivors, their own fucking ancestors that withstood pogroms after pogroms for centuries. The modern Zionist ideology revolves around all previous existence all previous Jewish existence, no matter how revolutionary, no matter how radical, no matter how peaceful it was, and no matter how resilient it was, to be weak. Okay? You have to be a fascist or else you're fucking weak. Without the ability to defend themselves, they hoped and dreamed that one day people will rise from the dust, hold its weapon, and strike its enemies. A blessing on the one who seizes your babies and dashes them against the rocks. So said the Psalms poet, and you're the fortunate ones, a blessing on you. That's what he said. Now he's in New York City. Let's look at the other guy, Cabinet Minister Amichai Ben Eliyahu. He called on bombing humanitarian aid to Gaza. He called on starving Gazans. He called on nuking Gaza. Here you go if you want to see it. Israel in China, Iran, and Arab nations condemn Israeli minister's statements about dropping a nuclear bomb on Gaza. This is Israel's finance minister Bezalel Smotrich, the guy that you guys know. He said it may be just and moral to starve 2 million Gaza residents, but no one in the world would let us. He was complaining. He also defined victory after October 7th as Gaza fully destroyed. He's a supporter of the Greater Israel, annexing the West Bank and beyond into other nations like Jordan, and believes Palestinians aren't real. Speaking of parades, in Israel, he organized the anti-LGBTQ parade called Beast March, claiming the farm animals they forced to march had less sin than queer people. He also called himself a homophobic fascist. Bezalel Smotrich did. This is Ariel Kellner. Whoever remains in the north, we will truly starve them. One goal, Nakba. A Nakba will overshadow the Nakba of 48, a Nakba in Gaza, a Nakba for anyone who dares to join. He was one of 8 officials who signed a letter demanding the elimination of all food and power sources in Gaza. I just want you to understand something, okay? It's not that shocking that these guys are saying shit like this because they're fucking the current manifestation of Adolf Hitler. Every single one of them is a little Adolf Hitler in their own way. What's shocking to me is that people still get mad at me when I say these motherfuckers are Nazis. They are. Just because they're Jewish doesn't change that dynamic. They're just fucking Nazis. And it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. I don't want to fucking, yeah, I'm a fascist homophobe. Israel's new finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, said. They're just fucking Nazis. Of course, it's a Nazi parade. And you, as a Democrat, participated in the Nazi parade. That's it, because Israel's a Nazi country. It's just objectively true. That's what this is. And people cannot fight back against this assertion that is born out of truthful analysis of the facts represented by Israel's actions. So they just go, you're an anti-Semite. Shut the fuck up. And guess what? The American state obliges. And guess what? The British state obliges. And they say, yes, sir, of course I will ban entry into the state of this evil, this great evil. You are not great evil by behaving like Nazis.
Now you have.
Well, I did ask you in January, and then I fell over and broke my hip.
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
He asked at 128.35. Okay, let's see what the leader of the opposition, the Tories, would say about us being banned, me and Cenk being banned.
Free speech is a big raging issue, not just here, but everywhere. But overnight, Cenk Uygur, regular guest on my show, probably my most regular guest actually, got banned entry to the UK, stopped in Los Angeles, because according to the Times, of his views about Israel and several other things, but mainly about his views about Israel. He's very strident with his criticism of the Israeli government and what that means, therefore, for Israel as a nation. But I've never heard him be anti-Semitic or say anything hateful about Jewish people, any of that kind of thing. Why has he been banned from this country?
So that is a question for the government, but I've been very consistent about bans. I do think that a government should be able to make a call if the security services or the Home Office or other people have some information that shows someone will not be a public good. I think a government has the right to stop people from coming into the country. In fact, I wish they'd do more of it.
But shouldn't they say why?
All those small boats coming in, they should be doing the same thing.
No, sure, but that's different. But shouldn't people, if people are being banned who are high profile, shouldn't there be an explanation?
Well, I think there should be an explanation. There's no reason to be secretive about it.
But criticising Israel shouldn't be a reason.
But I don't know if that is the reason.
That's what the Times reported.
But also, I believe in free speech. But I am concerned about.
But not really. I believe in free speech only for the right and the far right, and not for the nasty anti-Zionists on the left.
Free speech of people in this country. I don't think that we are giving international rights for people to come to our country
What
to
are
exercise
you
their
We've
talking
been jailing
about?
people, for example, for Facebook posts and so on. Do you agree with that?
So people should not be, in my view, jailed for Facebook posts unless they are breaking the law very clearly. I am someone who believes in free speech, but free.
Wait, what do you mean? That's the whole. No one is being. Fuck! No one is being arrested for not violating the law. Of course, they're being arrested for violating the law. You can't. British people and their concept of free expression and free speech is so strange to me from the perspective as an American, right? So no, you don't, which is fine, I guess. I don't know, to each their own. But I didn't even fucking violate British rules of free speech.
Speech has its limits. You can't defame.
And notice this is just regarding Cenk. He's not even trying to defend you. Yeah, because I don't go on a show. If I did, he would be defending me too. And I'm sure if he was asked, he would defend me regardless. That's
You
not.
can't incite violence or hatred. But I have also been very vocal about what is happening to British Jews in our country. There's clearly been a climate of intimidation and incitement to violence happening with a lot of those protests. I think that's the sort of place where you draw the line. That yes, have free speech, but you don't use it to hurt other people. Your rights stop when someone else's rights begin. So when I'm Prime Minister, I want to be able to stop bad people from coming to our country. I don't know the reasons that Labour gives to the people that it does stop, but that right to stop people who are not conducive to the public good from coming to the country, I think is an important one for a government to exercise.
Are you comfortable?
You're a walking sign of danger. I know. I mean, it's true. It's true. I guess I am. Yes, if you're afraid of someone who speaks truthfully, if you're afraid of the truth, then yeah, I am a danger. And I think these people are. They are. They're just afraid of truthful expression. They're afraid of the anger and resentment that the masses feel. They're not afraid of me. They're afraid of the masses. They're afraid of you. Okay? And they've shown that time and time again. They've shown that they have great disdain for the truth. They've shown that they have great disdain for those who speak the truth. They've arrested and prosecuted pensioners who dared defend Palestine action. It's obvious that they are worried about the anger, the just, righteous, morally correct anger that people feel towards Israel and their own government's close association and culpability in Israel's genocide. People want this relationship to end. And the administration does not want to face the masses. So what they're doing instead is to silence the masses to the best of their ability with whatever they can get away with. And slowly but surely, they will increase the intensity.
Has blocked two left-wing American commentators from entering the UK. Online broadcasters Hasan Piker and Cenk Uygur had both been scheduled to speak at events at London's South by Southwest Festival this week, as NPR's Fatima Al-Qassab reports.
Hasan Piker is the most popular leftist live streamer in North America, and Cenk Uygur hosts the popular Young Turks talk show on YouTube. Uygur said on social media that he had tried to board a flight to London but was banned from travelling to the UK for, quote,
let's have a discussion on why you think you're right. Lucky for me, we still don't have the speech restrictions that you so desperately want to create here in the US. Easier just to say we still have free speech. Lucky for me, we still don't have the speech restrictions that you so desperately want to create here in the US. This is good. Calm down, everybody. Word slop Anabi, always writing 6 paragraphs. Unc, look at this aura edit of you.
Hasan is here. Is that a vibration remote in your pocket,
We've
or are
seen
you
this
just
before.
excited to be here?
I'll put it on you later.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist blood.
Yeah, such a nice thing to say to a woman. I mean, she started it. Why are we glazing him? Holy Zeus at the Streamer Awards. Zoran talking about the parade. Oh, God. I feel like it's going to be disappointing. Mayor Mamdani, who skipped the Israel Day Parade, which some call the Klan rally, says he's offended by the participation of far-right Israeli minister. Why are you offended by it? You should be offended by the fact that it's happening in New York, a city that does not fuck with Israel. New York does not fuck with Israel at all. It was a show of force.
Parade over the weekend. What do you say to New Yorkers who heard you saying, basically, I'll protect the parade, I won't stand in it? What I hear from some folks is that they said, it felt like I'll keep you safe but won't stand with you. And then also, what do you say to New Yorkers outraged that members of the administration marched with an Israeli official who called for the total annihilation of Gaza's cities, the finance minister, Smotrich?
You know, I've made clear time and time again over the course of the campaign my criticisms of the Israeli government. And you can see in the participation of the far-right Israeli minister Smotrich, as well as a number of other ministers, a vision of annihilation, a complicity in genocide, and frankly, a belief that does not have much value for even the sanctity of children in Gaza. And I am offended, as I know many New Yorkers are, by their participation. And when it comes to members of my administration, I allow them to make their own decisions as to what marches they would like to participate in. However, as I've said time and time again,
Like, it's bullshit. If there was a fucking Klan rally, you would not be like, oh, well, my police chief had to participate in a Klan rally. You know what I mean? It's just bullshit. Like, I know that the broader collective consciousness has not shifted in favor of the truth to that degree, where the average person doesn't see Israel as the Klan, which they should because it's true, but they don't. But even then, there are certain things you can get away with saying. I'm sorry, there's no difference between what the Israel rally taking place in New York City right now and a Nazi rally. That's straight up what it is.
as the mayor of the city, I need not be present to ensure the security of a march.
When will he fire Tish? He balanced the budget like you said, man. Wait, I'm not. I didn't say he's going to fire Tish after he balances the budget. I have no insight into what he's doing. I suspect that the reason why he keeps Tish on is because he's fucking terrified of the New York Police Department. Because the New York Police Department, aside from the Zionist institutions, the real estate developers, the New York Police Department is probably the most powerful of the three forces in New York City. He is terrified of the mafia. The NYPD is a fucking mafia. Okay? I don't think someone like Zoran is going to be able to tackle that mafia. You keep taking it down that road again? Maybe try a new road? I don't think you guys understand what the NYPD could do to Zoran Mamdani. First of all, I've seen him in person. His closest security is NYPD now. He's the mayor. Okay? He's surrounded by NYPD guys. He has to trust them with his life. Okay? The NYPD has immense power in New York City. The best you can do is hope that they play ball. You are literally saying he should do nothing? I'm not saying that. I'm giving you examples as to why. I'm giving you examples as to why perhaps he's not doing anything. I don't think it's the appropriate thing to do. I think slowly but surely, you should at least get a more collaborative, more cooperative police chief. But you guys are not aware. Yeah, they kidnapped Bill de Blasio's child in the past and doxed them. What? Yeah, this has nothing to do with Zoran. You keep going to the extreme, you're going to catch strays. What? Oh, I thought you were saying, you're saying, why hasn't Zoran fired the police commissioner? I didn't realize you were just vague posting about how I might get killed or something. Yeah, I catch not strays, but directs all the time. No, the road of everything leads to Israel. What? That road? I'm sorry. Why do you think we're currently fucking waging that is the road you're on? Are you fucking tone policing my commentary that is Israel specific? Yes? No? Are you fucking stupid? What was the parade yesterday? Was it the Pakistan parade and I just decided to talk about Israel? Or was it the motherfucking Israel Day parade where the motherfucking Israeli finance minister who has openly called himself a fucking fascist was in attendance? Can I not say anything about that? Are you fucking stupid? You might be. You say, no, I'm not stupid. Calm your body. How about you take a deep fucking breath? Wow, I can't believe there was an Estonia parade that took place yesterday, and we had a bunch of Estonian leaders, and I'm over here talking about Israel instead. Hey, dumbass, the question being directed at the mayor is, why didn't you participate in the Israel Nazi parade? Don't you feel like your Jewish constituents would have liked it if you participated in the Israel Nazi parade? The fuck do you mean? Oh, dude, you keep bringing everything back to Israel, dude. Calm down. It's not about that. What is the Israel parade about? Is it about Lithuania? Is it about Ukraine? You will only make everyone look bad if you keep pointing to the bloody mess. We all know what the problem is. Oh my God, I think you're British too. This makes no sense. You're making no sense right now. It's going to make everybody look bad. I'm not British. Why are you saying bloody mess then? You can celebrate Judaism without celebrating Israel, of course, but you can't celebrate Israel without celebrating genocide. You don't get to pick and choose. You don't get to throw on a swastika and say you're just a big fan of how good they were at building roads. Yep. Carlson the Great, thank you for the 25 gifted subs. Because the Middle East is a bloody mess, man. Shut your bitch ass up. God damn, dude. God, holy shit. Oh, it's just a bloody mess. The Middle East is a bloody mess right now. Yeah, I wonder why it's a bloody mess, dumbass. Perhaps it has a lot to do with the United States of America and Israel. So back to what I was saying. You are confirming the limits of electoralism. I'm not saying I'm against it. Yeah, of course. Of course there's limits to electoralism. It's a fucking bourgeois capitalist liberal democracy. Of course it's going to operate within the confines of bourgeois capitalist liberalism. Okay? And the democratic process there is negotiable. Okay? What we perceive as liberal democracy changes. And it's changing in front of our eyes right now. Breaking, it's happening. You're fucking crazy. Trump fumes and... Oh, God. Again? Oh, my God. Here we go. Welcome back, Joseph Robinette Brandon, dude. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see real hard lines being enforced. Okay? Welcome back, Brandon, dude. Holy fuck. We missed him. Another red line. What is this? Absolutely outstanding write-up by Blue Skies Televi Soccer on tomorrow's LA mayor election. The 3 Los Angeleses. It only took 2 years and 5 months for Trump to fully brand it. No, he's been brandoning. He's been brandonizing at an alarming rate. I wish we could make an online live stream together to talk about the recent situation in community in Masa Faryata and what has been happening here after the community won the Oscar award. Yeah. Galabaf echoes the NatSec leader of the parliament. In my conversation with my brother... This is the Islamic Republic of Iran's parliament speaker, Galabaf. In my conversation with my brother, Mr. Nabi Berri, the speaker of the Lebanese parliament, I emphasized that if the crimes of the Zionist regime in Lebanon continue, we will not only halt the dialogue process, but also stand firmly against them. No, dude, they're doing fucking fake demon shit right now. I'm sorry. Straight up. It feels like they're doing fake demon shit. They're like, oh, we are steps away from pulling out of this agreement. America knows when you go fake demon mode, here's the one thing. Here is the one thing Donald Trump is right about. Okay? If Iran practices strategic deterrence once again, America will punish them. You said his name real white just now. Okay. Long live the brotherhood of the Iranian and Lebanese peoples. Long live the resistance. Long live the defense of the motherland. They're doing strategic deterrence. They're like doing the will they, won't they type shit. Where they're like, maybe we'll pull out. Maybe we'll pull out of the deal. Okay, but that doesn't mean that Iran is not going to do that. They haven't done so in the last month. As America and Israel have kept violating the good faith ceasefire negotiations process.
And also that this is a march to celebrate Israel. That is something that many New Yorkers attended, many New Yorkers did not. When it comes to the sanctity and the security of Jewish life in this city, that is something that we are fully committed to ensuring that each and every Jewish New Yorker is not just safe in the city, but is celebrated.
You see what Carney's hosting on X is combating anti-Semitism event? You ain't allowed back in Canada, dude? Ah, fuck it, dude. Whatever. What are you going to do, man? Look, here's the thing. We have to fight back against this, okay? We have to fight back against Israel subverting democracy, the democratic process, the entire spirit of liberal values, liberal humanitarianism. Israel will literally destroy it. With actions like this, claiming that this is to defend against the growth of anti-Semitism in Western nations, you just have to keep pushing because the goal here is to get you to shut the fuck up. The goal here is to get you to be quiet, okay? It's to get you to submit, and I will never submit. Do you understand? I will never submit. We cannot allow this kind of state repression to be normalized. It's up to all of you. If you live in Canada, you have to oppose this. You have to be loud. You have to protest against it. Because once they shut off dissent, once they successfully squash dissent in its entirety, then no one will be aware of the atrocities that Israel is committing. Because the only reason why people now find Israel to be a pariah state is because people did dissent and they got punished for it endlessly. Banning Hasan Piker has already generated so much more controversy than him speaking at the event ever would have, and wins you precisely 0 votes from the right that hates you anyway. Truly amazing how bad Starmer and the gang are at politics. Yeah, they're not doing it, though. They're falling on that sword on purpose because they're serving a higher priority, the Zionist lobby. That's all this is. Their perspective on this is very clear. It's the same as, Mike Lawler and all these other Third Way. Third Way, the think tanks, when they're like, oh, you have to not allow Hasan to go on the fucking campaign, go on the campaign trail and stump for you because he's bad. They're not doing that because they're going to successfully cause a deterrence. They're doing that because they just want to satisfy their donors. And it's clear that I have pissed off some very powerful people, okay? Some billionaires, some donors, and they're trying to engage in a multifaceted, multiple front war to actively try to either get me prosecuted by the government, to deny me travel to countries that I should be able to easily go to at least get, to at the very least get the Democrats and mainstream media to cover me as a controversial figure. And to a certain degree, this has worked, right? To a certain degree, this has worked. It's worked to get the media, Vanity Fair, which previously invited me to the Oscar party, to now cover me as a controversial streamer. Okay? The goal here is to isolate, is to cut apart the pro-Palestinian advocacy network, take out people who are the most prominent in this advocacy network, and isolate them from polite society. It's to try to enforce a blacklist where there is no blacklist, okay, is to actively try and punish the top dissenters, not realizing that this won't actually stop people from hating Israel. Because for every person that they are able to effectively silence, if I was a weaker person, if I wasn't so goddamn stubborn about pushing the needle, if I wasn't so goddamn stubborn about saying the truth no matter what, and I just said, you know what, this fucking sucks. I hate being blasted. I hate people seeing me as this evil villain. None of this would happen. People would genuinely offer positive coverage every single day if I was pro-Israel. All these mainstream outlets would be consistently talking about how wonderful I am at de-radicalizing the youth, right? As they had done so in the past. If I was a weaker person, I would just cave. And there would be a lesson there for everybody else as well, for all of you that watch. Maybe some of you would also no longer push the needle, no longer advance this cause. Maybe you would also think maybe Palestinian freedom and dignity is secondary. Maybe Lebanese freedom and dignity is secondary. After all, they live over there. I have my own American problems to worry about. And many people have done this, right? People like Nick Fuentes have done this. That's part of the reason why he doesn't draw the same ire that people like myself do. The other goal here is to show other people that might have it in their minds to participate in demonstrations, to participate in protests, to speak the truth, to second guess themselves, right? It's to stop people from speaking out because they see what happens to those who do.
Hasan Piker, one of the big
Philip DeFranco covered me, apparently.
biggest and controversial political streamers on the planet just got banned from an entire country. Where the UK revoked Hasan's travel pass days before he was set to speak at Oxford in South by Southwest London. And actually his uncle, Young Turks host Cenk Uygur, he got the same ban. And as far as the official reason, the government said their presence is not conducive to the public good. And so we got no specifics, but you had Hasan saying that it's about Israel, and he pointed to a Labour MP and a Jewish charity that pushed to ban him over past comments. Or with reports noting his lesser evil voting lines, things like he'd say that he'd vote for Hamas over Israel every time. But also one of the things that's really interesting here, Hasan was actually headed back to the Oxford Union, where just last year he gave a speech calling anti-Semitism a canary in the coal mine of fascism. Or with his fans saying it's absolutely wild that he's being kept out. But as far as Cenk, you get the Times of London saying that he got flagged for claiming that Israel controls America, though Cenk's saying that this ban kind of proves the point. But for now, we'll have to wait to see what happens. They can both reapply for a visa, but follow to stay in the loop.
Big shocker. Governments don't want influencers to get people to question the status quo. Sensitive people in power will always remove the voices that threaten their cash flow. Look, for the longest time, I've told you something that I firmly believe, okay? Two things. Number one, freedom of speech is only afforded to the people living in countries where their speech does not threaten the center of power. So freedom of speech is only afforded to people that live in hegemonic superpowers or those who live under the protective umbrella of hegemonic superpowers. As America's power diminishes on the global stage, America is going to become much more repressive. I told you this over and over again, right? And it's happening right now. I've warned about this. I said, look, I love free speech. I don't think we are going to have free speech in the way that we understand it because America's power in the global stage is diminishing. And the other thing that I always said, whenever people will be like, you're on Amazon, why are you not banned? Why are you not destroyed? Why is your career not destroyed? Why is your life not disrupted? Clearly, it's because you're not revolutionary enough. Clearly, it's because you're not disruptive to the status quo. Okay? Because you don't have any sincere interest in changing the system. And the thing that I would always explain to people is it doesn't matter what I say as long as I'm an earner for Amazon, because from their perspective, from the perspective of those who control the flows of capital, those who are capital owners, nothing one Twitch streamer could say and do would actually move the needle in any meaningful capacity. That is also changing. So I do recognize that there is a shift here. At least those who do control the levers of power have now recognized someone like myself to be disruptive enough of a force to have to deal with. Okay? So both of those realities are now different. If you were to ask me 5 years ago, I would have said, I can say whatever the fuck I want. And at the end of the day, for capital owners, they have so much immense power that is unthreatened that one person cannot simply move the needle at all. And therefore, they will always, let me talk my shit. That is changing. And not as I'm not saying I'm like a singular entity that's doing all of this. It's because there are a lot more people who also see the truth now. Right? Please don't get mad at me, but right now, can you really say America has even mass freedom of speech? The way Trump has sued legacy media into submission, the comedian's getting fired. The one girl who tweeted about Bibi like everywhere, free ain't so free. Yes. And it's getting worse every day. Labor Muslims want an explanation for your ban. The decision to prevent Cenk Uygur and Hasan Piker from speaking in the UK is alarming and demands a clear explanation for the government. Labor Muslim Network says the Home Office decision to cancel the visas of Cenk Uygur and Hasan Piker, preventing them from speaking at events in the UK, is alarming. Given the significant public interest surrounding this case, the government should provide a clear explanation on the basis on which this decision was made and the factors that led to the cancellation of their travel permissions. Support for Palestinian rights, criticism of the actions of the Israeli government, and advocacy for international law and human rights must never be grounds for exclusion from public debate in the United Kingdom. Muslim communities and all those who speak out on matters of human rights and international justice must have confidence that decisions of this nature are applied fairly, consistently, and transparently. I think we all know what the reason is. Be honest, are you pissed off because of this? Yeah, what do you mean? Of course I'm fucking pissed off. What are you talking about? And it's not because I'm not even pissed off because like, oh, I couldn't go to the UK. Like I was really excited. Like, sure, it's nice. But I'm more so pissed off that these countries, these powerful countries, are willing to cave and capitulate to a foreign government, a foreign nation state that is doing heinous war crimes on a daily basis. And instead of addressing the democratic needs of the masses, okay, yeah, they clip chimped you. I know. They banned extremist influencers, defended October 7, MPs urge Mahmoud. And the defense of October 7 is me saying Israel and America's actions led directly to October 7, as Palestinians saw that they had no option that remained on the table for their existence, for their humanity being recognized, which is not just my assessment, it's the assessment of most people, okay? It was the Haaretz editorial board's own analysis that also said the exact same fucking thing. They claimed you want Jews to go to Auschwitz from that article? Wait, what? The fuck? When have I ever said that? The fuck are these guys talking about? What? So they're just fucking lying? The fuck? Hold on, I'm trying to remove the paywall, chatters. 1 second. I'm trying to remove the paywall so I can read the article, but oh my God, even fucking paywall remover is not working. Jesus Christ, nothing works anymore. God damn it. I know this probably get lost, but I want you to know the course creators are going hard for you. I used to watch Tabitha Speaks Politics and couldn't figure out her hate for you until I found out she's being paid by Chorus. Archive.is is better. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know. Whatever. I did turn off ad blocker. Unwall.app. He later backpedaled on the remark saying it doesn't matter if rapes fucking happened on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect. Wait, Piker denied the atrocities and called the allegations of sexual violence rape fantasies or rape hallucinations. Okay. he later backpedaled on the remarks. That's literally not backpedaling. That's me offering additional statements. What is this? Go back to Auschwitz. User in the comment section responded with messages. Hamas is so cool. Baby Killer 3000. And is this a recruitment video? Another clip showed Piker carrying a gun while wearing a balaclava. Wait, what? The American influencer also... What? None of this is... Wait, what? That was me doing a sponsored segment for Rainbow Six. What are they... What? Are they implying that I'm like a militant or something? What the fuck? The American influencer also praised Hezbollah, the Iran-backed terror group in Lebanon, which has carried out deadly anti-Semitic attacks across the world. He's also compared the Houthis in Yemen, another Iran-backed group, to Anne Frank and said Jews should go back to Auschwitz during live streams. I've never said that. That's a fucking lie. They're just fucking straight up lying on the Telegraph. Okay, great. This is good to know because I was going to give a quote. I was going to do an interview with the Telegraph. So now I know what to fucking push back on. Even the left-leaning Guardian had a terrible coverage of you. Yeah, I know. It's because they're British. The Home Office saved the Oxford Union from itself. It should not have had to. Dude, British media is bonkers, dude. They're fucking crazy. Yeah, no, that's the Mavi Marmara recording from the IDF's own recording claiming that it was justifiable to fucking kill the humanitarian aid flotilla, the humanitarian aid workers on the flotilla Mavi Marmara, and their justification for it was because they claimed that it said go back to, they claimed that the Mavi Marmara people say go back to Auschwitz. Of course I was fucking laughing at that. It's a stupid lie. Yeah, the only publication is The National that's on my side. But they're Scottish. The Will Kane smear just dropped. Anti-ICE protesters turn on Hasan Piker. Yeah, dude, they were anti-ICE protesters that were yelling about fucking Dan Clancy.
The secretary, I also asked him about the biggest story of the day, the unruly anti-ICE protest in Newark, New Jersey. The situation escalated over the weekend with clashes, confrontations, and more threats against federal agents.
Hey, by the way, if you're an ultra on the internet, remember this. Remember what purpose you're serving, okay? If you're one of those hammer and sickle guys on the internet who's like, oh, dude.
Shut down the lady hall! So much for the peaceful protest zone announced by New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill. Far-left streamer Hasan Piker also showed up outside Delaney Hall this week, and he didn't seem to get a warm welcome.
That's literally objectively untrue. It was the fucking counter protesters that were there to disrupt the event. For the record, it wasn't the fucking actual Delaney protesters that were doing that shit. It was the fucking counter protesters. But hey, if you're on the internet, if you're one of those guys on the internet, remember.
Fellow far-left activists heckled him and chased him away.
Wait, what happened? What happened that quick? What happened? He's a fraud. He don't know what the you're talking about.
Yeah. Federal agents. Fucking federal agents, dude. I'll say it every day. Yeah. Dude, this is confirming my suspicion. This is confirming my suspicion that the campaign of disruption has become far more sophisticated. I mean, this is not all that sophisticated if you understand how wreckers behave, right? Yeah. They're right-wing agitators. Some of them might even be paid to be there to disrupt. And yes, this is a coordinated smear campaign. And what is interesting about it is that Fox News every single day writes another article just about everything that I've covered on the stream. They just like literally transcribe my stream. Left-wing streamer blasts New Jersey governor over state police response at ICE facility protest. The Marxist political commentator also quoted Mao Zedong and voiced support for billionaire candidate Tom Steyer. Yeah, it's just, they just sit in here all day, every day. By the way, shouts out to Fox News, my biggest fans. We should play them the song. If you want to play them the song, if you like the soundboard, bruh. It's time for some gifted subs, everybody. If you want Fox News to watch, to go through the process of watching one of the time-honored traditions on this broadcast, subscribe. If we get a hype train to level 10, I'll play the OG. If we get it to level 15, I'll play the reggae version. Okay? Shout out to the Fox News journalists watching right now. This is what I gotta fucking... Wait, hold on. Where is it? I can't even...
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Shout out to the Fox News watchers. Wait, we're getting a lot of gifted subs, but there's no hype train that has started in the process. I don't know why.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Kind of look like Deep from The Boys in the face when you stare into the camera. Well, he's a very handsome man, so thank you. Can't say much about his character that he portrays in the show, but he is a handsome man after all. So I will take it. The USSR version went pretty hard? Not really. Okay, there's no hype train. It's not happening. I don't know why. Or is there? I can't see one. Yes, it did. Hold on. Let me... No, I mean, no scammerino. Fuck it. Here, I'll do it.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk.
Happy Pride to the Fox reporter who's tasked with watching my broadcast, who finds themselves sexually confused. In 10 minutes, I will be joining the Young Turks to talk to the Young Turks, to Uncle Shaky Gurga. Anyway. It's very strange that this is what Fox News is worried about, or Fox News is engaging in, but I guess it kind of makes sense. What Kami says, thank you for the 50 bones. Holy moly. I assume that the the reason why they're doing it is because they can't talk about the fucking many failures of the incompetent administration, right? U.S. President Donald J. Trump told ABC News on Monday he thinks he will have an agreement with Iran to extend the ceasefire and reopen the Strait of Hormuz over the next week, adding that the deal is looking good, while referencing today's spat between Israel and Iran over Israel's continued military operations. While referencing today's spat between Israel, calling it a little glitch and stating, So I spoke with Hezbollah and said no shooting, and I talked to Bibi and said no shooting, and they both stopped shooting each other. Imagine falling for this for the 23rd time. It's been more than 23 times. Let's be real. This is the funniest one because this has been happening every single week since October 7. So it's been happening across party boundaries, right? So this already happened. This already happened with Biden, and now it's happening again with fucking it's happening again with Donald Trump. Divide by Spiders, thank you for the 10 gifted. Yeah, they never talk about you criticizing Trump or talking about Iran. Yeah. Fox News producer doing the Lord's work. Yeah. Trump made a mistake of taking out Khamenei, who was a very passive leader and clearly intimidated into inaction, but he also broke U.S. deterrence against the IRGC by unloading the full clip at them. It ultimately wasn't as bad as they feared. It was widely thought that the U.S. might be able to collapse the government, and it also failed at meaningfully disarming them. Now they're still armed and tenaciously pushing on the fact that he's the one who is deterred and does not want a war with Iran. Except all roads lead back to Tel Aviv. Because Benjamin Netanyahu keeps saying, nah, fuck off. I'm going to do what I want to do. And no matter what the Trump administration keeps saying, it's very obvious that the actions on the ground are very different. Anyway, we were going to do the NPR
The British government
piece.
has blocked 2 left-wing American commentators from entering the UK. Online broadcasters Hasan Piker and Cenk Uygur had both been scheduled to speak at events at London's South by Southwest Festival this week, as NPR's Fatima Al-Kassab reports.
Hasan Piker is the most popular leftist live streamer in North America.
Thank you
And Cenk
for
Uygur
saying
hosts
that.
the popular Young Turks talk show on YouTube. Uygur said on social media that he had tried to board a flight to London but was banned from travelling to the UK for, quote, criticising Israel. Piker said his visa was revoked, quote, at the behest of Israel. A statement from the UK government said the decision to ban Piker and Uygur from entering the country was made on the grounds their presence in the UK would, quote, not be conducive to the public good. Piker, who has millions of followers on his Twitch streaming channel, has been accused of anti-Semitism by some Jewish groups and faced a backlash for comments, including saying he would vote for Hamas over Israel. Fatima Al-Kassab, NPR News.
I think it's important at some point to mention my long-standing advocacy against anti-Semitism. Like, it would be nice if they also brought that up, you know? That would be cool. I would like to hear that. It's true. You might as well say the fucking truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Very strange that they don't. Yeah, you know what else isn't conducive to the public good? Backing an apartheid state to the hill. Oh yeah, Dara Liza is awesome. K-File, Andrew Kaczynski, Mamdani backed congressional candidate Dara Liza Avila Chevalier deleted posts and reposts calling for abolition of police, prisons and borders, seizing private property, nationalizing industries, and declaring Israel doesn't exist. Dara Liza Avila Chevalier, a Democratic Socialist congressional candidate endorsed by New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, deleted a previous Twitter account that included thousands of posts and reposts expressing support for abolition police, prisons and borders, as well as seizing private property and nationalizing major industries and calling into question Israel's right to exist. Chevalier told CNN the post from 5 years ago do not reflect who she is today. Mayor Mamdani reiterated his support for Avila Chevalier in a statement to CNN. Mad that they revoked her visa. No problem bringing in Tel Aviv Tommy. Of course, Tel Aviv Tommy is allowed. What do you mean? Anyway, Darliza. Darliza is awesome. She's wonderful. She's incredible. And I'm glad that Zoran is sticking by her and not backing away. Okay? Yeah. She's great. Every time they write articles like this, you guys should go out and do some field work for her, you know? New look at me. Oh, dude, yeah. This was the drop site bump. New look at me. New look for me at how APAC wars are affecting down ballot Dem primaries. And polling share with me, 314 Action found his candidate in PA3 tanking once drop site reported on how 314 previously took toxic APAC dollars. If you recall, I told you 314, which is supposed to be working with doctors, right? Working to get doctors elected, had taken money from APAC. And if you remember, they also supported Adam Hamawi, the anti-Zionist, running in New Jersey, after this took place. And if you recall at the time, they were like, wait, isn't 314 an APAC subsidiary? It was. Turns out they wanted to get away from that reputation by very quickly backing Adam Hamawi. Now, will they actually shower Adam Hamawi with ad spend? I don't know. But I do think that they were very worried about the APAC affiliation, so much so that they tried to, get away from it all. Perhaps they were literally just a doctor backing special interest group. And they recognized that they made a big mistake getting APAC money. Who knows? But the ads from the APAC affiliated Super PAC don't mention Israel, say the line Bart. Yeah. APAC comfortable enough about its standing in Maryland to run ads through its Super PAC United Democracy Project, boosting Adrian Bofo in MD5. The ads don't mention Israel, though, touting Bofo's anti-ICE bona fides and support from Wes Moore. Yeah, they never do, because APAC knows how much Israel sucks dick. That's the beauty of it all. APAC is aware that even in the past, no one really gave a shit about Israel. And if anything, people would probably look at the ad and be like, I don't give a fuck what this person thinks about Israel at all. Pre-October 7, even then they knew that the mention of Israel would not be consequential at all to the race in either direction. And if anything, would probably invite scrutiny. So they never run ads that say the candidate's position on Israel. They never run ads about Israel at all. Okay? And especially post-October 7, they've had to basically, what is this? Labor MP David Taylor and a survivor of the London bombings in 2005, Christina Fisher, were individuals initially calling for a ban on your visa. Of course, it turns out that MP David Taylor voted against sanctions on Israel. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. TYT's waiting for me. All right. Let me get in there real quick. 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. Let me fix it up in studio mode as well. Real quick. Hey, what's going on? You're live, by the way, with 33,000 people watching. But they can't see you, but just letting you know, they can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, so
Hey, what's
Jake
going
and
on?
Anna are they're just finishing up this segment, and then we're gonna go to a short 2-minute break. And you'll be able to talk to them for a little bit if you just want to say anything to Jenk, and then we'll bring you in for the interview.
Okay. Well, we're live on the back end right now for the whole thing.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right. I'm changing my titles. There it is. Okay. All right. I'm going to probably mute myself for now until we're ready to go.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. And if you want, just ping, if you ping my assistant, I'll come back on if necessary, if I like somehow miss it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, stand by. We actually just went to break,
Okay.
so we should
All right.
be getting ready to go in about 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. Wait, what did I do? Why did this go? Oh, boom. Okay.
Great. 2 minutes. If you guys, all right. So the mic is open if you wanted to say anything to Jenk and Anna.
Okay. I mean, nothing. I'm just live right now. I'm just letting them know that I'm live currently. What's up, baby? Kaya. Hold on. I'm going to let her out real quick. How long is the interview supposed to be?
As long as as long as it goes, do you have a hard out like at any point?
No. Not really.
Then as long as I guess it organically goes.
Okay. All right. This is Janksgiving happening in June. It's Pridesgiving. Yeah.
All right, we're approaching 30 seconds.
No establishment talking points, just the truth that you need to survive and resist. But it's not all doom and gloom. We'd love to have you join the Dragon Squad, our community of positive-minded activists who turn the day's news into positive action. With new episodes every weekday, listen to The Damage Report to get honest news, unflinching commentary, and daring coverage you won't find anywhere else. Listen to The Damage Report on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, because understanding the damage is the first step to fixing it.
This guy, Hasan Piker, he says he is a patriot to the United States.
So we are on a slate, so whenever you're ready to go, Hans. I'll
Okay.
go ahead
I'm
and
ready to
start.
go whenever.
All right. We are good in here whenever people are ready to go.
Okay.
Coming to the wide in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I can't hear Jank.
You're at serious risk of public disorder. So mayhem might break out at any second now. So we're both on Hasan's stream on Twitch and our show on YouTube and everywhere else. So Haas,
Can I start off with something
Yeah.
a little different? So we're going to talk about Cenk and Hasan getting banned from the UK, but I see this as part of a broader campaign targeting you, Haas, because I don't like being put in a situation where I have to defend you. I'm just going to keep it 100. But Dave Rubin went on a show and claimed that you harassed me and other women at work, which was a brazen lie. I went out and said that it was a brazen lie. You never once harassed me at work. What do you think this is about? And why do you think it's okay, or why do they think it's okay to just make up lies about you like that? I mean, like, sexual harassment is a serious allegation. And for Dave Rubin, who I haven't spoken to in over a decade, to speak on my behalf like that and make something up is insane.
Yeah, I think it's a campaign of misinformation and smearing prominent critics of Israel, no matter which way they can. And it's very obvious that they're getting increasingly more desperate. Now, with Dave Rubin, it's a unique predicament because on the one hand, I'm thinking like, is this a part of a broader, sophisticated smear campaign? Or rather, is it simply just Dave Rubin being stupid? Because he's just so unbelievably stupid. So with Dave Rubin, you got to think about both of the options.
True.
But yeah, I do see a coordinated effort. Fox News is probably watching this broadcast right now. They have people stationed on my broadcast every single day. They just do like a transcript readout of every single thing that I talk about and post about it and publish it. On the other side, this is obviously escalated since the subpoena, which I never received, by the way. But Will Cain was talking about how like some counter protesters that were at the Delaney facility in New Jersey that I went to with Adam Hamawi, who's running for Congress in New Jersey, to check out the heinous conditions inside of the facility and to hear from the protesters about the ways in which the state troopers in New Jersey and the federal ICE officers were actually brutalizing them for exercising their First Amendment rights. There were a lot of agitators, a lot of counter protesters that were pro-ICE and disruptors that were there specifically to yell at the protesters. They, of course, yelled at me as well. And Will Cain earlier today covered that as though it was actually the ICE protesters that were yelling at me. So I feel like there's this like effort to slander and smear prominent critics of Israel, prominent critics of the Trump administration, no matter which way they can. There's obviously a bipartisan effort in some respects. Josh Gottheimer earlier today also said I was because I called the Israel Day parade that took place that had Bezalel Smotrich on a Nazi parade. I said there's Nazis at this parade. It's a Nazi parade, and prominent Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Kathy Hochul were participating in a Nazi parade, and Josh Gottheimer didn't like that. And he was saying, I've defended Hamas, and therefore, maybe my read for who's a Nazi is broken. He's been ducking me. I've told him I'd be willing to have, like regular discourse with him. But yeah, none of these guys want to actually entertain the conversation. They can't actually attack the message. They can't counter message, so they attack the messenger and disparage. That's all they know. But I think people are fed up with it.
They'll call you anti-Semitic, but they'll never call you wrong, right?
Yeah.
They never engage with the substance of what you're saying. So it doesn't surprise me at all that Gottheimer's running away. If he sat down and engaged in a debate with you, I mean, what's the substance of his argument? You can't defend the indefensible. We all see what's happening in Gaza. We all see what's happening in Lebanon. We see the entire global economy being destroyed right now as we speak because of this war that the U.S. got dragged into against Iran by Israel. So I just feel like, look, everything that's happening right now, they think it's going to work. Like these bans, they think it's going to work. The censorship, they think it's going to work. Everyone sees what's going on. And in fact, everything they're doing is actually incredibly counterproductive to what they want to accomplish here.
Yeah. So, Haas, to that point, how do you think that the rest of this plays out, right? And I don't mean about the UK. We'll come back to them in terms of whether we're ever allowed to go there again. I mean, it's hilarious. You were just there a little while ago. I was just there a little while ago. Mayhem didn't break out. The public order wasn't immediately destroyed, right? But like, so it feels like the powerful in the U.S. and the U.K. And in a lot of Western countries, but not all of them, are starting to tighten their grip, and that they've lost the media wars, so they're just going to outright oppression. But now the overwhelming majority of British citizens and American citizens are on our side, not their side. So how does this movie end?
I mean, I think inevitably there's going to be too much public pressure. And once there's too much public pressure, governments like our government here in the United States and governments in the UK and far beyond in Europe as well are going to have to make a decision. Do they want to drop all pretense that they have a democratic process, that they care about like liberal humanitarian values that they claim to espouse, they claim to care about, or are they going to increase the repression? And unfortunately, what a lot of people either don't understand or are moving in the direction of is exactly that. What did the UK do? They prescribed Palestine Action as a terrorist organization, and then they started arresting en masse thousands of pensioners,